Hey everyone, Charting Man Dan from ChartGuys.com. You know, behind every single video that we put out every single day, there's a wonderful community of traders that we want to invite you to be a part of. Try the free 7-day trial and gain access to our live market broadcasts every morning and afternoon, interact with hundreds of like-minded traders, or take part in one of our dedicated chat rooms, each led by an analyst that's there to answer your questions in real time. Our trial is risk-free with absolutely no commitment or credit card required to experience the TCG community. For those looking for a head start in technical analysis, check out our entries and exits course in the link below in the description. Get up to speed with the fundamentals of TCG technical analysis and experience over 5 hours of great community-driven trading education. Looking at the semiconductor sector, AMD, MU, and NVDA on the daily and the weekly charts. So AMD has been bouncing for a few days here. It's certainly not an impressive bounce, and we have to consider where we are coming from. The change on the daily chart was made when we started breaking to lower lows here, and this pullback that we saw to start all of April, that set the tone, and that has us shift our mindset where we are now looking for lower highs and lower lows to form. We had a tight range here, higher lows, lower highs, and then we saw a clear break in early April to the downside. So this bounce, we're anticipating it's going to be short-lived. So we have the middle Bollinger Band resistance dropping down. The 50-day moving average resistance is leveling out. It's going to begin descending. And we do have a gap up here at 1410, and that will be a target, but that won't only be a target that I look to if we see some consolidation form a higher low compared to this low of 1222, and then see a break of the higher high and looking for continuation. We do have a very tight pattern to be watching on Monday, and that's going to make this a decent trade for a day trade at least at that point, and that's because of these inside bars on the daily time frame. We have each range fitting within the previous day's range over the past few days, and it's a very tight range today. 1290 support, 1312 resistance. So as we head into Monday, a break of 1312, and we're looking up to 1321 and beyond, and a break of 1290, and we're looking down to 1280, and then back to the 1222 higher low that we set. So the way that we break on Monday relative to the range that we saw here on Friday is going to be telling for Monday's trading action. So that's why I refer to it as a good day trade setup, because that's only going to be indicating what to be looking for that next day. But in terms of the overall, this is not a very impressive bounce, and the bull volume is not there to back it up. The weekly time frame, however, is holding this middle Bollinger Band. That's giving the bull some hope. That's at 1234, and it's a bullish reversal candlestick this week. It's not a very big candlestick. It is an inside bar relative to last week. So just like I pointed out on the daily time frame, we can be watching this range for the weekly time frame as well, and this range is 1237 support and 1321 resistance. So an inside bar on the daily, or actually two inside bars on the daily, and one inside bar on the weekly to be watching heading into next week. MU, you can see this bounce had a little bit more momentum to it, and why we say that is because it was a more significant bounce in terms of the size of the candlesticks, but also look at the volume. It was increasing on the way up, showing some strength. Now that changed today, where we rejected from the daily middle Bollinger Band resistance, and the red flag is the fact that today, while being a big red day, was the highest volume candlestick of the week. So clearly that was a red flag, and I always watch other names in the sector here. If I'm watching to trade NVDA, I'll check in on MU and AMD to see what's going on, as oftentimes there are leaders and laggards in this sector, and they do trade a little bit together here. So AMD, I would be more likely, or I would say it would be more likely to see a bear break of these inside daily candlesticks, because MU had that clear bear break today on increasing bear volume. So support is 1216, or make that 2716, and then I'm looking down at 2705 and our recent low of 2636. And that middle Bollinger Band is resistance. That's the level that the bulls have to close over to see short-term strength. MU is also a bullish candlestick on the daily. I shouldn't say bullish, but it is a green candlestick, but it is showing an upper wick of profit taking. So it's an inside bar as well, just like AMD on the weekly time frame, and tightening range. We are still holding exponential support. So MU on the weekly time frame is the strongest out of these three names. Granted, we're not coming off of all-time highs like we are on the other two names, but the very clear uptrend is still intact, as are the exponential moving average supports. So inside bar on both of those names to be watching. NVDA had a strong day today, and that is showing continued strength on this bounce. So we have the next resistance to be watching. We broke 101.73, and we're looking up. We didn't break it significantly, only by 6 cents, so we need to get a more clear break of that level. Then we're looking at 102, and then all these moving average resistances are all between 102 and 103.76. So moving average resistance test coming. MU rejected from its moving average resistance, and AMD hasn't even had the strength to get up to those levels yet. NVDA is a big-time bullish reversal candlestick, on the weekly time frame. Very strong. 95.17 was the absolute must-hold support level. We formed a higher low compared to 95.49, and now we are seeing a bullish reversal candlestick. So we need to see confirmation of this candlestick next week and follow through for the bulls with another green week in order to make the break of this 95.17 less likely. So NVDA, strongest name on the daily chart right now. MU is the weakest name because of that bearish momentum and bear volume, and AMD has yet to break. So now that we look at NVDA, we can say AMD really could go either way. If it's going to follow NVDA, it will go to the upside, and if it's going to follow MU, it will go to the downside. But none of these names are over their daily middle Bollinger Band, and that shows us that the bears still have control on the daily, and it's up to the bulls to prove to us that they have strength and can recover from the pullback we saw to start April. So that's what we've got heading into next week. NVDA is the clear leader. We'll see how much further upside we can get here with the close at the high of the day the past 2 days in a row. I appreciate you watching, and we will see you soon.